Hello, this is Chapter 5, Section 7, Transformations of Non-Parent Functions for Cubic Functions. Now, this is just for the advanced students. So, if you're in an on-level class, you do not have to watch this video. But, my advanced students, you get to watch this video because you're going to be doing more of this than you are of the other stuff that we had already seen, right? Just the basic stuff. We're going to be doing this stuff, where we're transforming something that's not just x cubed, such as x minus 6 cubed plus 2, right? That's the kind of thing that you'll be seeing. That's the kind of thing that you'll be transforming. Don't forget order matters. So, first thing we're going to do is move this up 3 units. So we're going to take the original function, because it's up, that's vertical, so we write the equation first. So we write the equation we start with. We put that in parentheses, and whatever we're doing to it, we're going to put on the outside because it's vertical, right? Because it goes on the outside of everything. Because it's up 3 units, it's going to go in the back. So it's going to be plus 3. Now this turns into, because I do have to simplify stuff before I move on to the next step, this turns into x minus 6 cubed plus 5, because 2 and 3 make 5. All right, that was the first part. Now we have a vertical stretch by a factor of 2. So let me do that in a different color. Right, so I'm going to take that, because it's a vertical stretch, I'm going to take that equation again and write it first. So the new equation, so the x minus 6 cubed plus 5, I will, once again, put it in parentheses. So we've got the whole thing in parentheses. And then because it is a vertical stretch by a factor of 2, we need a 2 in the front. So we're going to put that 2 there. Now we do need to simplify this, and this is where everybody forgets what to do for some strange reason. You have to multiply it. You have to multiply it all the way through. Now remember, just like when we did quadratics, you can't touch what's inside with what's outside. Right? That's not possible. But we can put it in front. So it's going to be x minus 6 cubed times 2 plus 10, because 5 times 2 is 10. All right, but we're not quite done. We have one more thing to do. We've got a reflection in the x-axis. Well, a reflection in the x-axis also goes outside. So we're going to do the exact same thing we just did. We're going to take that equation and write it again. Put that in parentheses. And then do the reflection. And our reflection, of course, needs a negative. So we're going to take that negative, we're going to distribute, and we're going to get negative 2 x minus 6 cubed minus 10. That is the final answer. If your final answer does not look like that, you did it wrong. All right, let's do another one. We've got 6 of them, so I'll try to talk fast. So first, we have this function here, and it vertically stretches by a factor of 2. So because it is vertical, it's going to go outside, which means we need to write the equation first. So x minus 6 cubed plus 2. The vertical stretch does go on the outside. The vertical stretches by a factor of 2, so on the outside of everything we're going to put a 2. And then just like in the last example, we're going to distribute the 2. So we get 2 x minus 6 cubed plus 4. Right? Because 2 times 2 is 4. Don't forget to multiply it all the way through. Then it's followed by a transformation up 3, which means that we're going to take this equation that's vertical. So we write the equation again. So 2 x minus 6 cubed plus 4. You put the equation in parentheses, and then you do what you're going to do to it. So if it's up 3, it goes at the end, so plus 3, which means we can go ahead and combine like terms. We've got 2x minus 6 cubed, which didn't change, but that's plus 7 because 4 plus 3 is 7. Next one, example 3. We're moving to the left 2 units, and then a reflection in the y-axis. So, if this is what we're starting with, well, we write that first. Actually, we don't write that first, because it's to the left 2 that goes inside, which means we need to make an inside. So instead of writing x, we'll put parentheses, so it looks like this. It's the whole equation, like normal, but instead of x, we put parentheses, so minus 6 cubed plus 2. So the difference between the original equation and this new equation is, instead of x, you put parentheses. Now we have a space to put that left 2 units translation in. Now because it's to the left 2, we need to make sure that you change the sign. It does become positive. So it's going to be x plus 2. All right, now we simplify, because we can. Because this and this are inside, we're going to put those things together, and we're going to get x minus 4 cubed plus 2, because 2 minus 6 is negative 4. Followed by a reflection on the y-axis. Well, the y-axis goes inside again. So I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did. I'm going to set it up with parentheses with my new purple equation. So we have parentheses minus 4 cubed plus 2. And it's a reflection in the y-axis, so it's just a negative. Oops, I was going to do that in a different color. That's fine. Now that negative does not get distributed. It's not outside of anything. So it just ends up being, when you simplify it, negative x minus 4 cubed plus 2. The answer. Done. Example 4. First, we have the reflection in the y-axis. So inside, instead of x, we put parentheses, minus 6 cubed plus 2. It's a reflection, so it gets a negative x, which means that that becomes negative x minus 6 cubed plus 2. Now it's moving to the left too. So instead of x, again, we're putting parentheses. Now this is where people get confused. The negative is in front of x, so it ends up being negative parentheses minus 6 all cubed plus 2. And that movement to the left 2 units, that's going to go in here. And because it's to the left, it's going to be x plus 2, because inside we do the inverse. But now we have to take that negative and distribute it. After we distribute it, we're going to combine like terms. So just bear with me. We get negative x minus 2 minus 6 cubed plus 2, which becomes, when you combine this and this, negative x minus 8 cubed plus 2, and that's the answer. 2 more. We've got a horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/2. Well, that 1/2 is going to change to a 2, and it goes inside, so we need to set up an inside. So, original equation is with a parentheses instead of x. So, parentheses minus 6 cubed plus 2. We're horizontally shrinking by a factor of 1/2, so it becomes 2x in here, right? And remember, that's multiplied. Now, when I simplify it, I'm just going to end up taking away the parentheses. There's nothing else I need to do, so it's just 2x minus 6 cubed plus 2. But I'm not done, because I'm also moving to the right 4 units. To the right 4 units. That's very important. So I'm going to take this equation. Because it's moving to the right, it goes inside again. So we take the equation, and instead of x, we're going to put parentheses. So we have 2 parentheses minus 6 cubed plus 2. And it's going to the right 4, so it's going to be x minus 4. Now, this time, we do have to distribute. So, boop, boop. So we get 2x minus 8 minus 6 cubed plus 2, which turns into 2x minus 14 cubed plus 2, because negative 8 and negative 6 make negative 14. That's the answer. Last one. We're moving to the right 4 units. So, inside, let's put parentheses instead of x, minus 6 cubed plus 2. We're moving to the right 4, so it'll be x minus 4. And we will go ahead and combine these like terms, negative 4 and negative 6, to make negative 10. Then we have a horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/2. Well, that 1/2 is not going to be a 1/2 anymore. It's going to be a 2. It goes inside, so we need to set up an inside. So it's going to be parentheses minus 10 cubed plus 2. And instead of x, we're going to have 2x. Well, there's not much I need to do there. I'm just going to rewrite it as 2x minus 10 cubed plus 2. There you go. Answer. Have a great day.